This is Woodlakes, near the town of Kings Lynn, and this is our accommodation for the first couple of days. And over the next few days, I'm going to be fishing all over the site, trying to catch carp while still relaxing and spending time with my wife and daughter. And this whole trip has been made possible thanks to Swimbooker. After a 6+ hour journey, which should have been 4 without a baby, we quickly unpacked before going for a wander to stretch the legs. Once Lily was down for the evening, however, a glass of wine in the hot tub strangely had a stronger appeal to me than sorting the rods. That could wait until the morning. And this whole trip has been made possible. That brings us to the here and now. This is day 1 of my trip down here at Woodlakes Holiday Park. As you can see, the rods are finally out. Now, before we jumped into the hot tub last night, I did put quite a bit of bait out just in the margins. I had a bit of a lead about to feel what was out there. Overall, it seems quite shallow from what I could feel and quite silty out there, but probably a couple of rod lengths out and to the bank, very clean, quite shallow again, but I just thought for presenting rigs quickly this morning, that's going to be the best bet. So I did put in probably 1 kilo or 2 spread out just in front of this swim, and then this morning when I came out here, I just spooned out both baits nice and quietly. It did look like there had been a bit of bubbling, but nothing's happened as of yet. But that's the plan of attack for this morning. Now going forwards, I may do a bit of stalking, move around some of the other lakes, see what I can find and maybe find some opportunities. But for this morning, just thought I'd try and get one early doors just to get the session underway. And then I've got to bring them in. We're going to head to get some more supplies for the stay. I think 𝗪𝗷 really wants to go to a farm shop because this whole trip is going to be very much a family holiday. Something that I'm not really that used to. Is actually our first holiday away since having Lily. Lily's nearly 5 months old now, but it's the longest we've been away, furthest we've been away from home. So it's going to be a test for us as much as anything. So not just the fishing side of things, but actually seeing how we cope with her. And bless her, she's absolutely full of cold, so she's been a bit niggly and we didn't get much sleep last night, but the rods are out and that's all that matters. I can kick back now, relax and hope that one of these rips off. But if not, I'm sure we'll have plenty of opportunities over the stay. Unfortunately, nothing happened on this first morning, so I wound in, chucked on my lily-shaped front-mounted rucksack, and we went for a walk around the site. This gave us a good chance to get our bearings, see where the lakes were, but also see what else was on offer. Aside from the fishing, there were a couple of restaurants, as well as an enchanted forest walk, and a petting farm, which, funnily enough, had my 4-legged equivalent. So, as you can see to my right, I'm about to go travelling nice and lightweight around the complex. Now, we had a lovely morning. I brought the rods in, as I said, and we just had a walk around the complex with Lily and 𝗪𝗷. Lily fell asleep on me eventually, but we had a nice look around the complex, getting our bearings, seeing where different lakes are. And I think what I'm going to do now is go around to some of the other lakes and try and get a fish, because we got back from the shop once we actually done our walk, went to the shop, got some mitts, came back, and whilst we had lunch, I pinged the rods back out in this swim and nothing happened, unfortunately. So rather than just sitting and waiting, trying to make something happen here, or just waiting for something to happen, I'm going to hopefully make something happen. So I've whittled down to the bush whacker, a little 6-foot snide rod, my net and mat are in there, and a bite alarm, and a bucket of bait, and some mixers as well in case I can get them on the surface. So I'm going to travel around nice and light, one camera, and make an opportunity, or hopefully get something to happen for us rather than sitting and waiting. So let's get going. Well, my first stop off is North Lake. Now this is the first lake you get to when you walk around the very top of Cabin Lake, and rather nicely, there's absolutely nobody on here at the moment. It's a 3-acre little pond. Depths of around the 6-foot mark from what I'm reading on the information, and fish up to about 19.5, just shy of 20 pound. And I'm smirking because I've just seen a swirl in the left margin of this swim. Now what I've done, as soon as I got into this lake and saw it is empty, I've done a lap of it with a bucket of bait and just chucked handfuls in, probably 6, 7, maybe even 8 different spots, and most different swims that were on the lake, maybe little cubby holes you can see other people have fished, chuck bait in, and it's just going to be an opportunist. Spend 20 minutes in a spot sort of thing, then move on. And like I said, the reason I'm smirking is I've just seen a big tail pattern come up in the first margin and I chucked some bait. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to lower the rig in. If it doesn't happen here, move around. I've now got several other spots primed. Hopefully we get some fish from the North Lake. Well, I say that's that spot ruined. It's only about 1 foot deep. Oh, I hit a fish on the way down. Damn it, I failed to hit a fish. Lily? Lily? No, wrong side. Wrong side, girl. Lily. This side. This side, girl. Fine, I'll come round. Hey. Hi. Nice of you to come see me. Mummy said I'm not allowed to come home until I've caught one. And I still haven't caught one. So I'll see you in a few days at this rate. Is that okay? Yeah, you're not going to smile at that. No. Oh, how that rod hasn't gone, I have no idea. There we go. So I've tried a bottom bait or like a snowman presentation. Didn't work, it was too choddy down there. So I then put a stiff hinge on to combat that. And as you saw when I retrieved that rig, it was covered in sticks. And I thought, how am I going to catch this fish? They're clearly here. So I put some mixers in and actually started taking quite quickly. So a 3-line dog biscuit has been the winning method. Get him in the net, took me the first little trip. Yes. Oh. Well, my plan of moving around this lake every 20 minutes went out the window when I got into this swim because there was loads of fizzing, loads of bubbling, and I spent far too much time here on the deck. I should have switched over to another method or moved on somewhere else because I just couldn't present on the amount of sticks and debris down there, even with a stiff hinge. Then a 3-line mixer does the job. Happy days. Well, it may not be the prettiest of fish in the world, but it's the first of the trip and hopefully the first of many. It's been hard to come by because I've been in this swim for far too long, trying bottom, then pop up, then on the top, finally got one. But it's in the net and that's all that matters. Time to slip it back and head on back to the lodge because I've just had a phone call from 𝗪𝗷 with a rather upset, shall we say, Lily in the background. So I've got to go back, help out with the little one, have some food, then get the rods out for the night at the lodge. I'm going to keep them out for the night as well and hope we get something a little bit bigger from the cabin lake. Well, as you last saw, I just caught that fish from the North Lake and I was going to come back to help out with Lily, but being extremely selfish and taking the opportunity to try and catch one from the cabin lake because I got back to the swim, I've shipped out the right-hand rod which is just out from the tree with a bushwhacker, a bit of bait around that, but I heard the unmistakable sound of a carp slurp, looked up and sure enough one had taken. I'd not put any mixers out myself, so I think someone further down must be trying, and the ones that have drifted they've started taking. So I've started putting out some myself as far right as I can from this swim, and they've drifted and they're taking right in front of me now. So hopefully, before light levels completely drop, we can get one out there. So I've just got a side hooked fake mixer on there, little bolt machine, and hopefully we can get one. There's quite a lot of overhanging tree with a long hook link like this. Don't want to hook my wife or baby. Perfect. Hopefully get one on my favourite method of stepping out of camera, which is surface fish. I absolutely love surface fishing. And from looking on the specs about this lake, the stock is kind of a bit unknown. I was talking to the 𝗶𝗶𝗵𝗿 that came around. He's been fishing it since the early 60s. And there used to be loads of tension things there. The stock is a little bit unknown from what he was telling me, but what it says on the stat sheet is they go up to potentially 40 pounds. There's some good fish in here. I spoke to a few other anglers that are on at the moment. One in particular I was speaking to at the very top end of the lake had 5 all last night, nothing in the day. So I'm hoping that fishing through the night tonight, I'll have a good chance of a bite. So what I'm going to do is, once I gave up on, I think one almost took the mixer then. Once I stop surface fishing for the evening, I'm going to put the left-hand rod further out, put a bit of bait over the top of it, and I'm going to sleep in the living room. So I'm not going to be sleeping next to 𝗪𝗷 or the baby. I'm going to have the receiver next to me and hope that getting something through the night is the answer.
This idea came about after he had a sleepless night with a sniffly baby.
Yeah, that was part of it as well. Oh, he's taking the mixers there now. Right, let's put a few more out. Go on. Go on. Well, 𝗪𝗷 was just loading up the website for divorce papers because I've done nothing but dad duties today. And that genuinely was one last cast, begrudgingly chucked it out, thinking, all right, I'll put it to bed, which I love doing. I love putting it to bed normally, but when you've got them feeling like this, and this could be the only opportunity for a while, a little bit frustrating, but just turned around to say I'm coming in, and it hooked itself. Well, that's my margin spot ruined. Come on. So nearly there. And he's in. Hey. There's a scraper double, I'd say. But yes, Mary, I'll be in a second to put Lily to bed. But does she want to see her first ever carp? There we go, first one from the cabin lake for me. It's taken a good hour and a half on the surface, pushing it a little bit with the missus, who's just behind. And Lily's first ever carp that she's seen. You don't seem to care too much, do you? She's extremely tired, so I got to slip this one back and do bedtime duties, and I might, if it's still taken on the top, come back out. If not, that rod's going out for the night on the deck, bit of bait over the top. I'm going to settle in for the night. Still got a bit of wine left. Happy days. Surface fishing begrudgingly on hold, I did retreat to help with the bedtime duties, quickly followed by Greek-style food and a glass of wine. It doesn't matter how full it is, it's still classed as a glass. Singular. With my wine washed down with a bit of feta, I cast the second bottom rod out. Then, with one eye on the baby monitor and the other one on my spod rod, I proceeded to put out a mix of boilies and pellet, all whilst my wife relaxed in the hot tub. Not something I ever thought I'd say in a fishing video. Well, good morning, and unfortunately no fish during the night. I was quite hopeful because I put a bit of bait out there on the same area that I was surface fishing yesterday, so I knew that there were fish there. It felt cleaner from when I had a bit of a lead about yesterday afternoon, so it's a rough spot and it's not too far out, easy to fish to, and I was confident on that. And then the margin rod as well, I thought the same, but from about 3 AM I was up and down from bed because the ducks were diving on my right hand spot, so rather than hooking one of the rather young ducks that were diving more than the mother, I thought I'd bring that rod in and I just whizzed it out pretty much the same spot as the left rod. And nothing happened, unfortunately, so I think today the plan of attack once again is going to be making it happen. I'm going to move around, travel light, probably go back up to North Lake and then maybe make my way down to the other lakes. I do want to try Championship because that's quite an interesting lake, it's a big one. I think there's some good fish in there as well. But I've got to try and find the balance a bit better than I did yesterday. It's a family holiday and not just a fishing one. Of course, I'm filming this for CARPology, so I need to get some fish in there, but we do need to do a bit of the family side of things as well, because I've dragged Mary all the way up here, 4-hour drive, well, 6 hours with Lily in the car, and at the moment I'm just doing a lot of fishing. So yes, I'm going to try a lot more fishing today, but I think tomorrow is the weekend, Saturday and Sunday I think we're heading off. So we're going to do a bit of sightseeing tomorrow, go to the beach potentially. I'm not sure what the weather's doing, but I think today I really need to do my best to get a few more fish under my belt because I'm not sure how many other windows of fishing I'm going to get whilst we're here. But I'm really enjoying my time here. Just to give you a bit more of an idea of where we're staying, I think this is 𝗬𝗫+9, I think this one's called, and this is on the cabin lake. And as you can see, we've been utilising the hot tub. You can fish from the swims, and my rods are out at the moment. Some of the swims actually have steps right down to a platform, so you're straight out of the back doors and you're on the platform. This one's a bit more of a step down to here. And inside it's fully kitted out, sofa, chairs, TV, fully kitted out kitchen. Ours is a double bedroom, and then there's 2 singles in another room and a bathroom, of course. So it's a really nice spot, really nice stay, and it's pretty close to towns and things, which is what we're going to do tomorrow. So back to the fishing, I'm going to whiz those 2 rods in and get walking around. Oh, and we're going out for a meal later as well, so I've got a cut-off point. After walking around North Lake, I spotted some bubbles that I just couldn't ignore. However, after 30 minutes of no action and the memory of wasting far too long the previous day in one swim, I carried on to the next lake, known as 𝗃𝗶𝗆. That now makes it a fish from 3 of the lakes out of the 4 I can fish. Not the smoothest moment in my swimming career. And there we go, we're fishing number 2 in quick succession on this lake. For the next couple of hours I continued to catch off the top, and although they weren't massive, they were all good fun. And what made this more unique, however, was the buzz of cleaners in the lodges around me, all prepping for the next wave of holiday makers, whilst I kicked back and relaxed. Well, I've been having great fun here on 𝗃𝗶𝗆 Lake, I believe it is, and this one's a bit more of the runs water. smaller average size I'd say, but bigger stock and more likely to get a bite, and proof's in that I've had 3 fish here in a few hours. But I'm going to have to call it a day soon because 1, the surface fishing is getting a little bit more tricky, and 2, I've got to go back and have some lunch and start packing things away because we're actually moving accommodation. Because I'm here on more of a promotional basis, we're actually getting to sample a couple different lodges on the site and moving around. It's one of the perks of the job. So we are moving from Cabin Lake and actually moving on to this one. So for this evening onwards, I'm actually going to be on this lake, and I think we're on one of the pods that's just down the end of this lake here. So I'm actually going to be able to do a lot more fishing on this one, which is enjoyable. Hiya. How are we getting on? Yeah, not too bad. Yourself? Are you fishing?
Nothing but fishing.
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy, absolute crazy.
Thank you. After a quick chat with who was about to become one of my neighbours, I packed down and got cracking on moving our kit to the new lodge situated on 2 poles. Once unloaded, of course, I continued trying for them off the top, and this time I had an audience of 2 ladies from Moldova in a hot tub behind me. Again, never thought I'd be saying that in a fishing film. And after an embarrassingly slow hour in front of them, I did finally get one. Once landed, it was enough to make one of these ladies jump out of the hot tub in their bikini to stroke my carp. Now I can guarantee you have never heard that before in a fishing film.
I'll get out your way now.
Oh, it's so big. So, what is the name of it?
A carp.
Oh, that's carp.
Yeah.
And very tasty.
I reckon, are you Polish?
No, I'm from Moldova.
Okay.
So we have these lakes and there's lots. This carp is the main fish we have in the river.
Okay. After a brief conversation about the taste of carp, it was time for us to go grab some proper grub. So we headed to Jack's restaurant. After an amazing meal with the most tender lamb shank I have ever had, followed by a couple of desserts and of course washed down with a few ciders, we headed back, got Lily down for the night before I slipped the rods back out once again, managing a small common just before dark to round off the day. Well, one of the perks of having a baby with you on holiday means you never have to set an alarm clock, because she has us up probably between 5:30 and 6 every morning. So I was up nice and early and I actually got the rods out just as we were having breakfast. Fortunately no carp this morning, I just managed a tench, but it's still nice to have a bite just in a short window like I had this morning. And then for the rest of the day we decided to just go do a bit of sightseeing, so we went to the beach. It was raining, so we came off the beach very, very quickly. In fact, I don't think Marielle even got out of the van. We then went into several different towns. Snetterton, I think one of them was called. Another one was Kings Lynn. So nice just sightseeing, and a lovely cafe in one of the little towns, which you'll see the name of now. So if you're ever in the area, go there. Beautiful breakfast, really, really nice. And then we came back, and it's about 45 minutes until the FA Cup final kicks off. I've got everything ready to go back out, so I'm going to be watching the football, have the rods out, and hopefully we'll have something this afternoon. Last night we had a wonderful meal at the Jack's restaurant, really, really nice food. And tonight we're eating it again, just there at 𝗵𝗵𝗿, which is just behind the lodge. So I think about 20 paces and we'll be in the restaurant, so I'm looking forward to that. But let's get the rods out now. Now I know when I go to places, often people visit them a later date and then ask me, how did you fish, what did you do? Really, really simple. Other than the ones I've caught off the surface, which have been on whittled down fake dog biscuits, something with a surface controller and dog biscuits over the top, every single bite on the deck has been a really simple bottom bait rig, strip back braid just by the hook, a little bit of putty for a bit of weight there, and then it's just little dumbbell wafters. These are the 𝗲𝗷𝗆cie fluoro dumbbell wafters. Bit of tubing, you're only allowed tubing on here, no leaders or anything like that. Running ledger system, and then that's pretty much it. All I'm doing then is just putting these rigs out with some bait over the top, whether that be pellets and boilies. I'm going to use the spoon now just because I've got a short window to get the rods out before the football. I want to be nice and quiet and hopefully get a bite without disturbing them. There's quite a few people on today, not only people staying at lodges. You can fish these places whether you come with a lodge or not, so there is open access to anyone. But obviously when you go on a lodge, you can fish straight from it, which is ideal. So that's how I've been fishing. That's how I'm going to continue to fish. Got a couple of hours now before a meal later, maybe a bit more fishing this evening, and then we're off tomorrow morning. So it's been really good fun. Hopefully there's a few more bites before we go. You travel far?
Yeah, mate. It's all up, mate. Yeah, on that on me.
Papa.
We can attempt it. Well, this, everyone, is the first carp Lily has ever seen, and she's not even looking at it. Daddy's trying to control it. It's not the biggest I've ever had. Wow. But we have a booking at 𝗃𝗄𝗆 in about 30 minutes. And I wasn't going to need a shower because I've not caught anything today, but now I do. I have to quickly get in, and then we'll go for a meal, shall we? What do you think? Staying well back. That's Mummy's choice, not yours. We'll get a little family photo, and then go for a meal. Well, lovely end to the day. I don't think that's half bad. 20 minutes ago I was slipping a coin back. Now I'm ready to go out for some food. Not many venues you can do that on. Well, the weather has completely turned this morning. It's absolutely horsing it down, but it's not too bad because today's the day we're leaving, and it's always a lot easier to leave somewhere when it's like this than if it's bright blue skies and sunny. But we've had a lovely few days here at Woodlakes, fishing on a variety of different lakes. The only lake I haven't fished is Championship, so maybe that's something I need to come back to do in the future. All other three I've caught from. Lodge Lake, I would have liked to do a bit more time on there in the future maybe as well. This one's much more the runs water, if you've seen. I've just been doing a few hours here and there and caught fish every time, even if some of those were tench and bream. But it's been a lovely trip, and it's ideal for those of you with families or want to come with friends, get a bit of fishing done. I've chatted to a few other people that are here fish as well, even just down the way. There's a couple of lads that always go fishing together. Their partners wanted to come away with them at some point with a hot tub. This place was ideal. They've got the enjoyment of the lodge and the hot tub, and the lads are able to fish all from the comfort of the same spot. So no one's going off fishing and leaving their family and friends behind for the day and coming back. It's a nice social setting where you can fish but still be with your loved ones. So it's a really, really nice setup in that regard. Now also, moving forward, this is actually going to be the last dedicated session I've done for CARPology, because if you haven't seen the previous video where myself and Luke went fishing a couple of weeks ago, that will have gone up before this video, where I did announce in that video that I am leaving CARPology after just over 7 years. This is 100% the last session booked on through CARPology for me. After 7 and a bit years, my time at CARPology has come to a close completely, leaving on good terms. It's my own choice. I'm going out into the wide world freelance and doing my own YouTube channel. So a little plug there. If you haven't seen my channel, Nothing But Fishing, which I've had since before my time at CARPology, I'm going to be doing lots more on there. And of course, all my social media platforms, Nothing But Fishing. So there is a little shameless plug, of my own channels. But I'm sure you'll see me around on future CARPology videos, potentially, because there may be some that's still yet to go up. But I've had a wonderful time, and a massive thank you to everyone in the comment section and that I've met through the years for making my time at CARPology such an enjoyable one. Every time I bring this subject up, I start to feel a bit emotional. So we'll end it there. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys around. Signing out.